This has been a long time coming. Some of the most hotly anticipated cars to come to sim racing in a very long time. Cars that are the sort of thing that you can buy from any showroom in the UK. Cars that you'll see on the roads as you take the kids to school or drive to work. But every so often on this dreary little island, we like to get these cars together, do them up a bit, and race them. Yes, that's right, the British touring cars come to rFactor2, and Studio 397 was kind enough to offer me some exclusive pre-release access to see what these cars are about, and also to have a first look at two tracks that will accompany these cars, Brands Hatch and Donington Park. Now, just as a quick disclaimer, I did get these items opened up to me for free, and this video is more of a what to expect than an actual review. I've also not been told what I can and can't say, so with the housekeeping out of the way, let's just answer a few questions that I know you've probably got for this hotly anticipated content. While the two tracks are world renowned, both hosting rounds of the BTCC, British GT and even Formula 1 in the past, it's the cars that have got people interested. Now, the BTCC isn't really shown outside of the UK, and that's disappointing, so naturally questions are going to get asked about the cars. The two cars that are initially available, with more coming, are the Infiniti Q50 and the Toyota Corolla. Now, the Infiniti is a rear-wheel drive car, while the Corolla is the more traditional front-wheel drive, and both have their own quirks. The Infiniti will be better on its tyres over the race distance and will be quicker off the line, while the Corolla should be better through slower corners, also be better in the wet, and has that front-wheel drive party trick of powering out of a slide. And included with both cars is a smattering of basic placeholder liveries for the AI drivers, but also included are 4 official 2021 BTCC liveries. You've got reigning champion Ash Sutton and his teammate Aidan Moffat in the Infiniti, and the liveries of Sam Smelt and Rory Butcher for the Corolla. On the track side of things, as we've already established, we've got Brands Hatch and my local track Donington, and both circuits will feature the shorter and longer layouts so you can race whatever you want. If you're a BTCC purist, you'll be just fine on Donington's shorter national layout, while the Grand Prix layout, the scene of Senna's 1993 masterclass, will keep those wishing to recreate that afternoon in Leicestershire happy as well. With Brands, you'll get the shorter Indy layout that's 6 corners of panel rubbing, and the full Grand Prix layout, which is used typically at the end of the BTCC season. To drive, these things are a load of fun. They're also not easy either. I can't say they're realistic unless Toyota or Laser Tools Racing gives me a phone call and asks if I want to give one of these cars a bit of a spin. Now, these cars have something north of 350 horsepower, and in the case of the Infiniti, you're sending it all to the rear. And while the power isn't enough to trouble the GT3s that are available for rFactor2, if you give it too much right foot, you will kick the back end out and you'll lose time and shred your tyres. Driving the Corolla initially was a shock to the system. It felt like someone had turned on some sort of steering assist and the thing was all over the place with a weird feeling coming through the steering. But don't panic. You'll then get the realisation that you're sending 350 horsepower to the front wheels that are also doing the turning, instead of splitting the work like the Q50 does. So you kind of go, oh yeah, front wheel drive. And after that, it's all fine. Both of these cars will reward smooth driving, the Corolla especially so, and driving the Toyota like a GT3 or a Formula car will ruin the tyres. Trust me, it's not the car, it's mostly the squidgy thing driving it that's the problem. And once you're used to them, extracting pace is a lot of fun. The cars also use the new updated Goodyear tyres and also have taken advantage of rFactor2's new sound system, available as part of the release candidate build that was used to record all of the footage for this video. Yes, both tracks are fully laser scanned and they are the most up-to-date versions of these tracks available in sim racing as a result. There's also some added ambience. There's birds flying around, and at Donington you will on occasion see aircraft on final approach into East Midlands Airport, which is directly next door. On long shots of the track you'll even see the control tower and the runway. In general, these tracks are probably some of the most detailed that Studio 397 has produced. The BTCC has a hybrid system in use for 2022, but let's be honest, it's closer to push to pass or KERS than it is to the hybrid scene in Formula 1. There is an option in the car select menu to enable the 2021 rule set, which relies on success ballast for BOP. Then there's an option for the 2022 rules, which is the hybrid. You have the full 40 horsepower of boost available to you to use in practice, qualifying and the race. But I will mention that it's not the proper rules that are seen in the BTCC today. Yet. Unfortunately, no. That Toyota is stuck as a right-hand drive car. But I guess it makes up for all the times us Brits have had to drive a left-hand drive car all these years. This is paid DLC. The cars will each cost £4.29 upon release. All the prices are on screen and there are bundles available if you're into that kind of thing, such as the Touring Bundle, which is the cars and the tracks, and the Double Pack, which is just the cars. Or if you like Freddie Mercury and want it all and want it now, there's the Mega Pack. So there is a point of sale for every conceivable option, so take your pick and download, it's totally up to you. 9th of May 2022, that's when you'll be able to get your hands on this content and give it a good razz for yourself. And while I've tried to keep opinion to a minimum here, it's great to see stuff that isn't the same old tired endurance style content coming to a race sim. Instead, we've got something different, something that not many people have ever had a chance to drive, and it opens up some new life into a sim that is now receiving update after update after update. Now if you'll excuse me, it's time to set the weather to wet and recreate that 1998 BTCC race where Mansell and his Mondeo ran riot. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you, like me, enjoy this brand new content.